Hello, hello. Every single time, Diglett. Every time I start, the minute I say hi, he was literally sleeping and he comes running over. Hi! I have like a Christmas theme going on, and it's still November. That's okay. Christmas is nearby. She's coming. Today for this video, we're gonna be doing, well, I don't know if it's like super different, but as most of you know, and if you don't know, I am a freelance toy designer and I work with Spin Master Toys, and I've also worked with Mattel in the past. One of the things that I wanted to do today was dive into one of my failed toy pitches. I tried to pitch this last year actually, and Spin Master said that they liked it, but they wanted me to repitch again this year. I repitched again this year and they decided to pass on it, so I can do whatever I want with it. So I figured we would just go through it and look at the pitch and see kind of what I did, and then, I don't know, maybe just explore it and talk about it a little bit. It's an idea that I still really like, and so I'm hoping that maybe if I put it out there, something else will come of it. I don't know. But I figured I would just show you guys. I think some of you might find it interesting to see kind of like a pitch packet for a toy concept. This is a failed toy concept, so, you know, it didn't go through, so I don't know if it's just from my packet or if it's because they just didn't. A lot of this is like a timing. Oh, BT! Sorry, my cat jumped onto my leg. Hi, BT. A lot of the times this stuff is just a timing thing, like it's just not the right time for it, and that's totally fine. I harbor no ill will. It's just the nature of the beast, and that's okay. I've worked professionally long enough to like completely understand rejection from stuff, so it is what it is. It's no big deal. So we're gonna look through my pitch packet today. We're gonna like go over my idea, my characters and everything, and maybe I'll figure out a way if people like it. I don't know. I could try to figure out a way to make it a reality still. Who knows? I figured you guys might just like this little fun exploration of a different concept. I'm always coming up with ideas. I'm a big idea concept person. My family calls me the Savannah Idea Factory because I'm just always thinking of things. But the concept is called Centaura, Protectors of the Veil, and it would be a fashion doll line, but with centaurs instead. So let's go take a peek at my whole concept.
Welcome to my concept, Centaura, Protectors of the Veil. This is a Centaur fashion doll pitch book by me. Centaura is a fashion doll line aimed for girls ages 7 to 12, but can be enjoyed by children younger and older as well, plus features a collectability that adults may find interest in. The story of Centaura is about a magical land full of mystical creatures, including mysterious Centaurette protectors. These enchanted girls protect their individual biomes and landscapes. Through their magical guardianship, they keep the flora, the fauna, and the ecosystem healthy and thriving. Centaura focuses on diversity, community, environmental protection, and sustainability. So let's learn about the characters and the character design. So when I first started sketching out the characters, I knew that I wanted the horse legs to be an integral part of the design because, well, they're centaurs. So at first I really started sketching out the face and stylistically what I felt like would be kind of a cute doll face for these characters. I just messed around with different eye shapes and lip shapes. I had a vague idea of what I wanted to do, but a lot of this was just kind of tweaking designs until I fell on something that I really liked. I referenced other types of designs, I referenced other dolls, and then I messed around with proportions on both the legs, the leg width, the leg length, and the torso width, torso length, all of that stuff until I kind of came to a design that I was happy with. I wanted the legs to be really chunky and thick. I felt like that was really cute, and I wanted the hooves to be really big because I had this vision of putting essentially like leg warmers on the legs and that being an option that you could switch out. Almost like the centaurs had big platform shoes on, but instead of platforms, they were hooves. So I thought, how do you design shoes but on a horse? And I thought, leg warmers. And then another thing I ran into was the fact that they don't wear pants. Which I feel like is very obvious, but then when you're designing a character that's a fashion doll, you are missing a very integral part of the clothing option, which is pants or skirts or anything like that. So my idea was, how do I continue fashion into a horse? And so I referenced a lot of carousel horses and carousel horse designs and used that as like what I would put on the back of the horse and ways to decorate the back of a horse, as well as the torso area. I looked more into like corsets and bustiers and tops that had very intricate details around the midsection. And I felt like with all of those together, then it made a really cute design. I imagined that you would be able to switch out the little saddles or the little decorative parts that sit on the back of the horse, as well as the leg warmer parts and the corsets and the tops. And I felt like at that point, it was a good enough amount of clothing that it would work for a fashion doll. So one of the first characters I came up with was Marigold. Marigold is the protector of the meadow biome. So her biome inspiration is full of flowers, soft rolling hills, a cool breeze, butterflies and birds, and I wanted her to be very like kind of coquette-ish, to have lots of bows and florals, very feminine, soft, and elegant and cute. She's a soft and quiet and tender girl who loves to take care of the plants and flowers, and her whole aesthetic has lots of lace and embroidery, and her hooves are a beautiful shimmery green resin. The next character I designed was a girl named Minerva. Minerva is a mysterious and spooky girl with a ton of secrets tucked away in her creepy woods. She comes off as really intimidating, but she secretly just wants to cuddle with the ravens and raccoons and her favorite gargoyle friend. Her biome inspiration are spooky woods, and I was really inspired by like Sleepy Hollow and dark forests with autumn leaves everywhere, kind of that like eerie vibe, but still kind of interesting and mysterious. Her fashion is based off a cool, edgy goth style with a lot of fishnets and crocheted cuffs that look like spider webs or lace that looks like spider webs, various types of chains and buckles. I just wanted to put a lot of sort of decorative embellishments all over her. Her horse base is actually a goat. It's inspired by a goat, so she has a little goat tail and little goat hooves, decorated with big black leather buckle leg warmers. The next girl in this lineup is Frostine. Frostine's biome is based off of snow-capped mountains and tundras. She is the protector of the snowy mountains. She can come off as kind of cold, but when you first meet her, but deep down she has a loving, warm heart and cares for every creature in her biome, both large and small. My inspiration for the biome was like a very pretty winter scene, I'm thinking like winter while the sun is setting. Northern lights, snow-capped mountains, a beautiful, soft, snowy landscape with pine trees everywhere. Just something kind of cold but also warm, if that makes sense, like cold but cozy. Her fashion inspiration is soft, fluffy, lots of fur, and kind of that like snow bunny vibe, like the pastel colors, lots of layers, and a big fluffy hat. Her horse base is a reindeer. I wanted her antlers to kind of be glittery, clear resin horns. She would be covered in fur and bows and tassels. I tried to keep it away from Christmas, so I did a lot of pastel blues and purples and pinks, and of course she had big fuzzy leg warmers. Next character is Billy. Billy is a cowgirl in more ways than one. She is an extroverted, fun-loving chick, overflowing with joy and humor. She protects all of the farmlands and makes sure the plants are growing strong and the animals are healthy and thriving. She loves to make her little pig friend laugh. Her biome inspiration are farmlands. The farm, rolling pastures with corn and wheat and everything like that. Just very sunny and sprawling and warm. Now for fashion, I didn't want her to just be a regular plaid cowgirl. No, I wanted bejeweled, bedazzled, showgirl almost, like a very embellished cowgirl with lots of rhinestones and cute embroidery. Her centaur base is a cow, because she's a cowgirl. She obviously has a bunch of tassels and glitter everywhere. And then her little leg warmers are actually kind of those chap style pants, but as leg warmers. And then her little hooves are black glitter resin. Then last but certainly not least is Nara. Nara is a confident, tough, and resilient character. She's not afraid to fight for what's right, and that includes protecting her fragile jungle ecosystem. Her favorite thing to do is swim in the crystal blue waters with her favorite dragon friend. Her biome is based off of tropical jungles, so kind of like magical looking rainforests with exotic and vibrant flowers and crystal blue pools of water, waterfalls everywhere, and rays of sunshine. Just bright and colorful and magical looking. Her fashion inspiration was kind of like Asian streetwear style with kind of a cool edge to it, lots of buckles and reflective stuff, checkers, bold patterns, but then also I wanted to kind of put in a tie influence with like the really cool gold tie jewelry. I felt like that was a really fun addition. Her centaur base was also a horse, but with a bit more of a almost like unicorn inspiration or a spotted mare type inspiration. She had a lot of gold detailing, and then her hooves were this translucent green resin. Each girl ranges between 10.5 inches to 11.5 inches. Another important part of this packet was to describe what the face sculpts looked like and the details of what went into each of the face sculpts. So for the full body ones, I kind of went over their inspiration and then what type of fabric everything would be made out of. But the face sculpts really focused on like the eyes and the makeup and everything. I was thinking that they would have kind of acrylic doll eye inserts similar to Rainbow High, but I would also be open to just painted on eyes like a lot of other dolls. I wanted her to kind of have this icy glitter blue eyeshadow. I wanted their eyes to have specific highlights that represent them as characters. So Frostine had a little snowflake in her eyes. They also all have heart pupils. She has blush on her cheeks and nose, and I wanted it to be very heavy, kind of like she's a little cold. So she has a lot of blush around her face, and then she has like sparkly pink lips. Minerva, on the other hand, has like dark, spooky makeup. I wanted graphic eyeliner. I wanted the eyeliner to kind of look spider webby, and then she had like a little spider painted on her cheek. I referenced a lot of goth makeup from like the 80s and 90s, very exaggerated eyebrows and dark, deep maroon lips. And then the highlights in her eyes would be moon and stars. For Marigold, I wanted her to have very cutesy eyeshadow with little tiny flowers on it and flower-shaped highlight in her eyes. And then I wanted her to have freckles, but instead of regular freckles, I wanted them to be little floral freckles. She would have petal pink lips, and I wanted her entire look to be very springtime feeling. Billy would have strong red sparkled eyeshadow with like kind of a cut crease, and then she would have deep red eyes and a horseshoe shaped highlight in her eyes, blush on her nose and cheeks, and then also nice natural pink lips and freckles. But just regular freckles, not floral freckles. Keeping with the really cool, almost futuristic vibe for Nara, I wanted her to have a very graphic yellow eyeshadow and then a black eyeliner, like a stark graphic eyeliner. I wanted her to kind of have blockier, straight eyebrows, and her highlight in her eyes is a starburst shape. She also has really cool glasses and then also a dark, glossy wine red lip. I wanted her whole look to be very, very glossy, almost as if everything was kind of like vinyl on her, because I feel like vinyl is very almost futuristic. Another thing I included in my packet was multiple options for articulation. I figured that the more articulation options you had, the more expensive it would be to make the doll. So I wanted to showcase ways that we could bring the price down and change out articulation. So the first option A had the most joints and joint movement, and then option C had the most limited amount of movement. I was almost thinking ball jointed doll for A and B, having ball joints in the knees and the hip area, the elbows, all of that. Another really important thing to include in my packet was a play pattern. A play pattern is showing off how a child may play with the toy, all of the things that the toy can do, and how interactive it is. So here I wanted to show that the clothes were removable, the joints were posable, clothing is attached with clasps or Velcro, and clothing packs can be added in the future, as well as accessory blind boxes. So all of those things can be changed out. The hair is brushable, and it felt like it was very similar to a lot of fashion dolls that are out right now. Now, one of the things that fashion dolls always have is a little animal familiar or an animal companion. So I wanted to design a bunch of animal companions that would go along with each girl. So I kind of played around with like magical vibes, like what would a magical creature look like that would work with each of these girls. So I thought a good fantasy bunny is a jackalope. A little fat, fluffy bunny with horns that I felt like echoed the reindeer version of Frostine. And then for a dragon, I was kind of falling closer to a chameleon because I wanted to keep it more tropical. For Billy, I was thinking about flying pigs. You know, like when pigs fly, blah, 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 blah. And then Minerva got a kind of doggy-looking gargoyle. And then I kind of struggled with what I was gonna do for Marigold until I remembered that a fantasy plant is a mandrake, and I thought I could make like a really cute little mandrake dude. And I actually really like these guys. I think they're so cute, and I feel like they would all be made out of like a cute little resin mold or something, and then maybe put sparkles or something fun inside. This was the part of the packet where I wanted to talk about the competitors that Centaura might go against if they were ever on the shelves. Height-wise, I think they're all about the same. They're all around 11 inches tall. And then I also talk about how fantasy and fashion-forward dolls are extremely popular and have been pretty popular. But not only are they popular around children, but they are also popular around adults. Monster High was worth $1 billion in its third year of existence, with more than $500 million in sales annually, and was the second best-selling doll brand in North America. Breyer Animal Creations, which make the Breyer horses, have been around since 1950. They run an annual convention called Breyer Fest that happens every year, as well as constantly selling various high-end collector horses, some worth upwards of $22,000. In 2021, retail sales of toy dolls in the United States amounted to approximately $3.78 billion US dollars. Both Monster High and Breyer not only sells to children, but also caters to adults, and an NPD survey found that kidults bought 24% of all toys from June 2021 to June 2022 and represented about 2/3 of dollar growth in the toy market. I bring all of this up because I wanted to explain that Centaura not only taps into the fashion doll market, but also the quote-unquote horse girl market as well. There has been no doll that combines horses and girls to make a fashion doll line, so Centaura would be the first of its kind. I felt like it would appeal to a wide range of consumers, children who are fans of dressing up dolls, children who love horses, and then children and adults who love fantasy creatures, as well as adults who love collecting unique and interesting dolls. I know in my case, that's me. I like to collect unique and interesting dolls. Another thing I wanted to be sure to mention in my pitch packet is that Centaura has a lot of possibility of expansion. I can keep releasing multiple types of centaurs, and there are so many different types of biomes that exist that I feel like there could be so many designs that could be explored. I could also release collector dolls that are more rare and more expensive, that cater to adults with more pocket money to spend. Centaura could also be turned into a show. It could follow the story of the various girls who are protecting their realms from ne'er-do-wells who attempt to utilize the biomes for their own gain. And then there could also be spin-off lines, for example, baby centaurettes or blind boxes with collectible figures or clothing inside. I feel like the options are kind of endless for this concept. And then in the last part of my packet, I just talked about myself and spoke about who I was and why they should, I guess, listen to me. At the time of making this, these were my numbers, but they have gone up. I don't know if you noticed, but my YouTube actually is at 20K now. I normally don't like to talk about numbers just because I feel like people get too fixated on them, but in moments like this when you're trying to, I think, convince somebody to do something, this is when you kind of pull out the guns and go, well, these are the numbers that people like to see, so I'm going to show you my numbers and my stats, essentially. I feel like I have a pulse on the adult collectors market, and then also I felt like I provided something that was more interesting and unique than what they've done with previous launches, where I felt like I could help discuss the toy line and the toy line in production through my social media and build up and drum up some sort of interest for it, as well as influencing, quote unquote, other people to purchase them, because every company loves an influencer now, I guess. So I felt like I could use that type of vibe to, try and convince them that this would be a good idea and I could add something beneficial. Unfortunately, the project didn't get picked up, which is fine. I still really believe in this idea, hence why I'm making an entire video about it and kind of now putting it out into the universe to see what comes of it. I don't know what you guys think. Tell me if this would be something that you guys would have collected if it was a real thing, if this was something that was out on the market. Give me your critiques and your comments. Obviously, it doesn't exist, so I'm down to hear what anyone has to say about this whole entire project. This is a really fun project for me, and I almost still want to explore other biomes because I feel like the design options are really endless, and it would be really fun to design not only various biomes, but then like rare collectible ones, and maybe like some of the ones that are in the water, so they could be kind of almost like a hippocampus. Obviously, there's a lot of parts in here because then we have a human, horse, fish, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. I'd also love to know which one really resonated with you, or which one was your favorite design. If you were to buy one of these, which one would it be? And also, if there were more you wanted me to explore, I would love to hear what other biomes you'd want me to explore next. Maybe I'll make like a doll of it or something. I don't know. What do you guys think about this video? Was this kind of fun to watch and see how I put together this pitch packet? Let me know down below. Leave all of your comments down below. And also, if you don't know, I have a sticker club. Sign up now to get the stickers for January. I will be releasing the art for it very soon. I'm doing like a cute ski slope girl type thing. Yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day. And that's about it. Okay, talk to you later. Goodbye.